Every single year, scientists work hard to find explanations for the mysteries of nature. Breathtaking mountains and rocks, beautiful caves, stone forests, and other extraordinary geological formations enchant travelers around the world. In today's episode, you will witness the most incredible sights created by nature, which were captured on camera. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so as to not miss even more interesting episodes. The most visited tourist street in San Francisco, Lombard Street, is famous not for its site, but for the fact that it is the most winding street in the United States. 8 sharp turns on a 180-meter-long hill section and a surface slope of almost 30 degrees make it a real test for inexperienced drivers. The situation is aggravated by tourists who are constantly photographed against the background of bright mansions and lush flower beds. Pensacola is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. It is full of charming corners, such as the beautiful Casa de las Conchas. Of all of the places that can be visited in the city, there is one that attracts attention due to its nature and features. We are talking about the Bufador de Pensacola, a curious hole formed naturally in the rock, letting in seawater and emitting a characteristic hum. At low tide, ghost trees appear on one of the beaches of Oregon, surviving after powerful earthquakes that have disturbed the Pacific Northwest shores of the USA for thousands of years. The entire coast is covered with stumps of spruce and cedar, having an average age of 2,000 years. Researchers believe that an earthquake destroyed the Oregon coastline around 1700, flooding an ancient forest, and in the 90s of the last century, strong storms contributed to its appearance on the surface. A balancing rock is a natural geological formation, a large rock or boulder of very large size resting on other rocks. Although they often look shaky and unbalanced, this is only an illusion. These blocks are firmly connected to the main rock. For example, this red block, which is 290 million years old, is located in the Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs. In Finland, you can also see a huge balancing stone block that lies on a large rounded boulder called Kumakivi. And this is Goblin Valley, a national park in Utah known for its unique rock formations. In the state of Nevada, there is one amazing and hard-to-reach attraction that seems to be something from another planet. And in the arid desert called the Black Rock, one can find the Fly Geyser, which appeared due to engineering calculation and natural geothermal pressure. These are multicolored elevations, similar to bizarre rocks, formed mainly by solid mineral deposits from which water flows 1.5 meters straight up under pressure. On the territory of the modern state of Meghalaya in northeastern India, as well as in some neighboring states, there is evidence that a person is quite capable of using natural resources without disturbing the ecosystem. Here, a system of bridges made from living tree roots was used. The growth of trees is directed in such a way that the roots make crossings that can withstand about 50 people. Each bridge is the result of at least 10 to 15 years of labor, but it can serve for more than 500 years. In addition, it is very strong, as the thickness of the roots always increases. Slope Point is the southernmost point of New Zealand, constantly blown by the strongest cold winds. This incredibly picturesque corner of the country attracts travelers with wonderful trees, which even in the calmest weather look as if they are affected by a strong hurricane. Since cold and strong winds blow from Antarctica from day to day, this leaves no chance for trees to grow. They have adopted and grown in a curved position. China's Yongcheng Salt Lake, known as the Chinese Dead Sea, boasts all the colors of the rainbow with the onset of summer. It changes its color depending on the season. The lake becomes bright under the influence of high temperatures when there is a rapid growth of algae and evaporation of minerals. Due to differences in their density of sections, they reflect light differently, which leads to differences in the color of the water. By the way, Yongcheng Salt Lake in Shaanxi Province is one of the 3 largest salt lakes of the sodium sulfate type in the world. At least a quarter of all salt in China is extracted from it. Fantastic Mount RMA is located at the junction of Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana. For many years, it was inaccessible to researchers, and some considered it fiction. Its relief is formed by weathered sandstone, the remains of which take a variety of bizarre shapes. At the top of the plateau, with an area of about 70 square kilometers, there is an extraordinary world because the unique ecosystem of the mountain range includes many endemic species of flora and fauna. Roraima inspired Arthur Conan Doyle to write The Lost World. Cobio de Valron was discovered during archaeological excavations at the beginning of the last century in the city of Santa Maria de Guia. This is a whole complex of 300 caves located on a steep slope at various levels. Interestingly, the caves were used mainly for grain storage. Here, the harvest was protected from thieves, bad weather, and wild animals. The vault was used up until the beginning of the 15th century when Gran Canaria was conquered by the Romans. Among the boundless plains of Australia is Uluru. This is a mysterious ancient rock about 700 million years old. It is the largest monolith on the planet. At the base, it measures 3 by 3.5 kilometers and rises to a height of more than 170 meters. Due to the fact that Uluru consists of sandstone that shimmers in the sun, it seems that the monolith changes color throughout the day. For the Aborigines, the rock has long been a sacred place, but now it also attracts many tourists. On the shores of the Atlantic Ocean, the most beautiful national park of Brazil, Maranhenses, is located. The territory of more than 1,000 square meters is occupied by snow-white sand dunes up to 40 meters high, with a lot of small lakes with turquoise water. This is a unique geological phenomenon formed over more than 1,000 years. The sands and lagoons are constantly moving under the influence of strong winds, and the play of light and shadow on the dunes is amazing. In addition, there are mangroves on the territory of the park where some species of rare animals live.
What an incredible footage! We always strive to choose the best content for you.
In the Yomo Caves in New Zealand, you can plunge into a truly magical atmosphere. These caves, as some scientists believe, are more than 2 million years old. They are known for their stunning stalactites and stalagmites, but what strikes much more is the most wonderful insects, larvae of mushroom mosquitoes, that emit a phosphorescent glow. They weave special traps in the form of silk threads up to 30 to 40 centimeters long, each of which originates from the larva's nest and is illuminated by its body. Considering that there are millions of them here, the effect of a magical starry sky is created right in the cave. Most likely, Zimbabweans would like their economic situation in the country to be as indestructible as these boulders. Balancing stones are a geological phenomenon in which huge boulders are piled on top of each other. They can be found by signs in Epworth National Park, a suburb of Harare. They were even depicted on banknotes of the national currency, ranging from a $1 banknote to 100 trillion Zimbabwean dollars, which can be found and purchased only as a souvenir on the internet after 2015. On the coast of Crowley Lake in California, you can see amazing stone columns up to 6 meters high, connected by arches and reminiscent of masterpieces of ancient Greek architecture. Scientists at the University of California at Berkeley believe that unusual geological forms arose as the result of interaction of cold meltwater and hot volcanic ash. The fact is that 760,000 years ago, there was a volcanic eruption, which led to the melting of snow and the appearance of ash. As a result, strong mineral compounds capable of resisting water erosion appeared here. Canyon de Chelly is deserted and beautiful, and it is an example of the diversity of nature in the USA. The most famous attraction of this canyon is Spider Rock, a sandstone spire rising more than 200 meters above the bottom of the canyon. The rock is the last thing that has not been touched by the erosion process, which continues to make the canyon deeper and wider. Spider Rock is named after Spider Woman, a key figure in the history of Navajo. According to legends, she was the first to weave the web of the universe. She taught Navajo how to weave and create beauty in her life. The Italian city of Capri is famous for its resorts and picturesque views, and the Blue Grotto is its calling card. Here, a huge cave 56 meters long and 30 meters wide appeared in the limestone rocks. The amazing shade of water can be observed thanks to 2 light sources. The first is the entrance itself, and the second is a large flooded passage located directly under the first. In ancient times, the grotto served as the personal bathhouse of the Roman Emperor Tiberius. Among the exotic nature of Madagascar, in the Tsingy de Bemaraha Nature Reserve on the west coast of the island, one can find the so-called Stone Forest. This is a huge territory covered with bizarre pointed rocks. Although this surreal landscape looks very mysterious, the forest is nothing more than a landscape formed during the erosion of soft limestone rocks, over which nature has been working for millions of years. The stone pillars rise to a height of up to 70 meters, their tops are not covered with any vegetation, and are razor sharp. Death Valley in California is one of the driest places in North America. One of the strangest and most mysterious phenomena that can be seen here is the stones that move by themselves. Scientists have been trying to solve their mystery for decades. Some claim that they were moved by strong winds or dusty whirlwinds. Only a few years ago, it was confirmed that rainwater freezes in huge thin layers of ice around the stones, after which the morning sun begins to drown the ice, and even a gentle wind can move the ice, which pulls the stones with it.
And how do you like such a twist? To be honest, I can't do without your comments here.
The Lighthouse of St Joseph on Lake Michigan was built in 1907 on the site of a pier that had existed since 1832. Since then, it has been regularly helping ships safely enter the channel on their way to St. Joseph River. However, the lighthouse became known all over the world thanks to the images online. The thing is that with the onset of cold weather, waves on Lake Michigan beat against the pier of the Lighthouse of St. Joseph, thus creating bizarre ice shapes and incredible ice sculptures. And this story was published by a man after he encountered something unprecedented. Noticing the smoke coming from the cave, he immediately went there. However, once inside, he saw only a lit torch and not a single living soul around. Since then, he has been thinking about whether it was someone's evil joke or the ancestral spirit living in the cave. In the north of the USA, in Wyoming, there is an unsurpassed natural monument under the ominous name of the Devil's Tower. This monolithic basalt mountain with a height of 386 meters looks as if it was composed of hundreds of stone pentahedral columns. The Devil's Tower was formed approximately 65 million years ago as a result of volcanic activity. At the same time, there are many Indian legends with different versions of their origin. Now, the rock is a popular tourist location, which is visited annually by thousands of tourists from all over the world. The Sahara is the largest sandy desert in the world, where a mysterious structure, Galb-ur-Rishat, or Eye of the Sahara, has been hidden from the gaze of travelers for thousands of years. The lifeless spaces of the crater resemble lunar landscapes. The diameter of the outer circle of the structure is 45 kilometers, and its inner part consists of intrusive and extrusive igneous rocks. According to hypotheses about its origin, it may be the result of either a meteorite impact or a deep magmatic intrusion, and there is also a theory that the Eye of the Sahara is the remains of the mysterious city of Atlantis. Cappadocia is located in the territory of Turkey and annually attracts many tourists from all over the world. In addition to balloon flights, it is known for its extraordinary mountains of volcanic origin and ancient settlements discovered in them. The local rocks consist of tuff, which is easy to process, and due to erosion, sudden temperature changes, strong winds, and precipitation. It becomes a strong and suitable material for housing construction. The buildings erected in this way on the rocks served the locals as houses and a place where they could hide from enemies for many years. Archaeological finds allow one to touch antiquity and shed lights on mysteries, and sometimes leave even more questions than answers. They say that not so long ago, something that defies any explanation was found. On the territory of modern Zimbabwe, a huge statue of a man carved into a rock was discovered. According to preliminary estimates, it may be several thousand years old. However, how to explain the fact that someone managed to create something so large-scale using only primitive tools?
Don't forget to share the most impressive moment of this episode in the comments below. See you soon!